In her 2006 nonfiction work, The High Road to China, British author Kate Teltscher delves into the 18th century endeavors of Scottish diplomat George Bogle. Bogle's mission, forging diplomatic ties between Great Britain and Tibet, then under the dominion of China's Qing dynasty. Praised by The Guardian for its unwavering intrigue and meticulous detail, Teltscher's book unveils the captivating journey of Bogle. Born into privilege in 1746, Bogle hails from the lineage of a prosperous Glaswegian tobacco tycoon and boasts ancestral ties to King James I of England. Unlike his siblings who delve into the slave trade, Bogle opts for a path of intellect. At just 14, he embarks on his scholarly pursuits at Edinburgh University, immersing himself in the study of logic. Leveraging his family connections, Bogle secures a position as a scribe with the British East India Company, the state-backed trading enterprise navigating the routes between Great Britain and East Asia. By the age of 24, he finds himself stationed in Calcutta, India, amidst the tragic backdrop of the 1770 Bengal famine, claiming the lives of millions. Despite the dire circumstances, Bogle's vibrant personality endears him to colleagues and superiors, notably Warren Hastings, the Governor-General overseeing the East India Company's affairs. Selected as Hastings's personal secretary, Bogle witnesses the expansion of British influence in India under Hastings's tenure, albeit tainted by accusations of widespread corruption, fraud, and even extrajudicial killings. Yet, Bogle, revealed through his correspondence, appears nonchalant towards these allegations, prioritizing personal gain in a world fraught with moral ambiguities. Despite the East India Company's triumphs in India, its financial stability teeters on the brink of collapse due to staggering trade deficits with China. China, led by the Qing dynasty, staunchly enforces its maritime boundaries, demanding exorbitant fees from the East India Company in exchange for coveted goods like tea, highly sought after in Britain. In a bid to secure an alternate trade route in the region, Hastings orchestrates a diplomatic venture, dispatching Bogle to Tibet, a semi-autonomous territory under China's authority. Hastings anticipates that forging diplomatic ties with Tibet could pave the way for British merchants to operate within its borders, inching the East India Company closer to expanding its influence in China. Accompanied by an army surgeon, a Tibetan intermediary and translator, and a retinue of attendants, Bogle embarks on an arduous expedition in 1774, traversing uncharted Himalayan terrain in pursuit of the sixth Panchen Lama, a revered figure in Tibetan governance and spirituality, second only to the Dalai Lama. Despite explicit warnings from both the Chinese authorities and the Panchen Lama himself against entering Tibet, Bogle and Hastings capitalize on the region's political turmoil and the strained relationship between the Panchen Lama and the Dalai Lama's regent to secure entry. Enduring freezing temperatures and precarious accommodations, ranging from flimsy tents to at best makeshift pigsties, Bogle develops an affinity for the land, likening life amidst the hills to a fairy tale in his correspondence. Impressed by the sincerity and simplicity of Tibet's inhabitants, who seem content with nature's provisions alone, Bogle's vivid descriptions of the Tibetan landscape and its people contribute to the Western fascination with the concept of Shangri-La, a utopian paradise believed to reside within Tibet's borders. Eventually, Bogle's expedition reaches its pinnacle as they encounter the Panchen Lama at the Tashalhunpo Monastery in Shigatse. Bogle's journals recount the Panchen Lama's admiration for his inquisitive and empathetic approach to Tibetan culture. Their bond deepens swiftly, prompting Bogle to extend his stay at the monastery through the region's harshest winter months. Despite their burgeoning camaraderie, negotiating a trade agreement proves challenging. While the Panchen Lama expresses willingness to engage in commerce with Great Britain, his political influence vis-à-vis China's Qing emperor is insufficient to counter the emperor's staunch opposition to Western trade expansion. Consequently, the Panchen Lama consents only to permit Indian merchants allied with the British to access Tibet, excluding British traders themselves. Although a comprehensive trade pact facilitating British entry into China remains elusive, Bogle's mission earns acclaim from his superiors for forging enduring diplomatic ties with Tibet. Notably, a portrait depicting Bogle clad in Tibetan attire alongside the Panchen Lama is personally presented to King George III by Hastings. Upon his return to India, Bogle honors the Panchen Lama's parting wish by establishing a Buddhist temple along the Ganges River. While the Panchen Lama continues endeavors to liberalize China's trade policies, Bogle redirects his focus, securing a lucrative post as a tax collector in India. The prospect of a Tibetan trade accord fades with tragic swiftness in 1780, as both Bogle and the Panchen Lama pass away, Bogle likely succumbing to cholera at 34 and the Panchen Lama to smallpox at approximately 42. The High Road to China offers a captivating exploration of this lesser-known interplay between British and Tibetan history. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.